Hey everyone, I just wanted to quickly go over a few things in our Google Classroom. I've had a few questions about assignments, and I just wanted to make sure, because it can get a little bit confusing, I wanted to make sure everyone understood um, exactly how to kind of go about seeing what your student needs to do, and if um, just so you kind of understand what the page is and what's expected at home and then what we are doing in class. So when you log into the Google Classroom on your student's Chromebook, it should already be logged in as them, because that is their Google account. So I'm logged in as a sample student right now, just to show you so that we're looking at it from a student's perspective. So this page gets confusing because it's kind of like if you're logging into Facebook and you kind of just see a jumbled a jumbled list of random people and posts. So what's real important, and what I talk to the students about in class, is always just clicking on classwork. Then it makes it so much more, makes it so much more easy to understand. So if you look here on the side, these are all of our topics for our classroom. I've put little pictures beside each one, little emojis, and for some reason my absent one has gone, but I'll change that. It was just a little face with a thermometer in the mouth, but for some reason it's not showing up on here. But so it makes it easier for the students to be able to find when we're talking about things in class. It's a little bit easier for them to find that. So if your student is absent for any time, either extended or a short period of time, I try to keep some different absent student resources here. So I try to add some updates periodically. So a lot of our read alouds are here, and every week I'll go through and as I'm working on things tonight, I will add some of the books that we'll be reading this week in here. So it's always a good resource for when kids are absent. There's all of the letters that we work on as we go. I'm adding those videos there. These are great little like letter rainbows or alphabet arcs that are great for practice for putting the letters in order. So, and there's lots of different ones to choose from, uppercase and lowercase. So that's just a great resource. Again, these are just resources for if you have a student that is out and you want them to be working on things at home, if they are not, sick. And they feel like doing it. So I will just consistently keep adding things to this topic as the year goes on. Next is our homework. So each week I'll just go ahead and post all the homework for that week. So for this past week, from the week of the 7th, these were the 3 activities. Now, this is where it gets a little bit confusing, because there's a seesaw linked activity in homework. And so I wanted to show you, this is showing missing. All you need to do, so once they've gone in and clicked on each, and I'm going to go make a separate little video in just a minute about Seesaw, but once they've clicked into Seesaw and they've completed each of these activities, so the 3 activities for the week for homework, if you click on View Assignment, and when it's finished, then you want to click Mark as Done. So that is where it does get a little bit confusing with the that link to another site instead of them completing it within like a Google slide or a Google Doc, where it's a little easier for them to turn it in that way. But here, the important thing is clicking on that view assignment, and then you can go in and mark as done. So if you have things that are showing up missing, or your student has things that are showing up missing, that may be why. Now, again, that's for homework. So I try and put everything under that week of suggested homework all together right there. Anything that's in the Google Classroom, I put all together for that week. So that's all you have to do. So then you only have to turn it in there one time. And again, I'm going to do a little video for Seesaw as well, so that you can make sure that you're turning that in correctly. Now, sometimes with morning work, so students know when they come in the mornings that they unpack and they do their morning routines, and then they get their Chromebooks out and they go to Google Classroom, they go to classwork, and they know to go and look down for the sunshine, that is our morning work for the day. So I always have the morning work with the day's date, so they know that they look on the board for what the date is, and they go and they find that morning work. So I've quit putting a due date on there, just so I know it's kind of confusing with some parents. I don't want y'all to stress about that morning work if it's not getting turned in correctly, only because with 22 students, I'm not able to always make sure that every student has turned it in correctly. And again, with morning work, some students get there at 7:15, and then some don't walk in the door until 7:45. So there's not time once they unpack for them to complete their morning work. So I've taken a due date off so that hopefully it's not showing up as missing on your end. But for those students that are coming in, they know to click on that date. Again, click on the assignment to go to the assignment. But then again, that tricky part for them, but we're going to keep practicing, is clicking once they finish the activity in Seesaw, is then clicking on View Assignment and clicking Mark as Done. So if you're looking on your end and saying, well, it looks like it's finished, and they did complete it and turn it into Seesaw, it's just that on the Google Classroom end of it, if it's not marked as done, then it's just showing that that it's may not be complete. So that's, I think, where some of that confusion is coming in. But it's perfectly okay. It's not going to be held against them. This is just review of things we've worked on the day before or the week before prior, so that they are just getting that extra work in the morning, both working, with technology and then working with some sort of review. So definitely, if you want to work on that at home, if they're coming in later in the morning and not able to get their morning work complete, then most definitely, it's going to definitely benefit them for you to work on that with them at home as well. But please don't feel like that they're just not completing their work, because again, in the morning they have between 7:15 and 7:30, but some students get there at 7:30 or at 7:45, and then we're ready to start our day. We start announcements, and then we start our day, and they close up their Chromebook for morning work, and then we move on to our next activity. So that may be the reason. So it's always important to look here first. And I'm going to show you in just a minute in Seesaw, because there's not a way for me to schedule things out in Seesaw. So if I'm assign an activity in Seesaw, it's always going to be linked in the Google Classroom. So some students are completing the Seesaw activity maybe the night before or a few days before that I've really assigned it in Google Classroom, if that makes sense. So it's always a good it's always good to kind of start in Google Classroom and then just follow those links. So again, as we go down, we have we've just started our math small groups. So they will have different activities that we will be doing in there. Again, that's not something unless they were absent or you see, because with our math small groups, we work on like a 6-day rotation. So I can't even really put a date, a date in there because students work on it on different days based on their group. So that again, I'm not going to put due dates there just so that it's not confusing for you guys. But if you do want to go in and you notice something's not complete and it maybe was assigned a while ago, then you are definitely more than welcome to go in and review things with your student. Same thing with classwork. And then this is also going to be changed to an ELA independent small group instead of just classwork, now that we're doing our ELA small groups as well. That students that will be working on that on their computer ELA rotation. Again, that's a kind of a rotating station. So not every student will work on it every day. They will have a different day that they will work on it. So again, I'm not going to put due dates just because it's going to be, they will know that they go down to the school and then they will click on that work that they need to do. Quickly though, I am always posting different things in the helpful resources area. So if I make a video to send to you guys, this video will kind of be housed in this helpful resources topic, and anything that I just think that you may want to go back to. It's a great little area just for me to put those things, and then it's easy for you to go back if you can't find where I sent the video or you can't find a paper that I sent out. I'm going to try and put things here just to make it easier for you. If I ever send out surveys or questionnaires like I did with the math survey, that will go here as well. And then I always put our class newsletter or homework sheets here for you to go back and look at. If it got thrown away accidentally, you can go back. And then I am adding all of our photos from the year here as well. So actually in just a minute, I've uploaded some more that aren't on here yet. So from the past couple weeks that will be on here as well, so that you can always go back and see. And then also our specials and snack calendar. If you lose that and want to make sure your students are wearing their tennis shoes on the correct day, or you want to see what day you need to send snack, I will house that here in that topic as well. So I just want to make sure that everyone understands that this is just kind of a hub for everything, so that it's a little bit easier just where students I can just send them to the Google Classroom, and then that will link them to anything else that we're doing. So again, if you're doing that at home, just kind of look, and it's great if they are not, they're not able to do their morning work, and they may not finish it. And again, we're still learning those procedures and learning how to get into Google Classroom and how to turn things in. So it's definitely will benefit them with you walking through it with them one-on-one, so that they're getting that extra help, especially those students who are having to still put in their email address and their password every time. I sent home those laminated little computer pads, and it's nice for them just to be able to continue to practice that where it's highlighted, just so that they're getting really used to being able to put to type that in on the keyboard and get that extra keyboard practice. So I am going to also, like I said, make a quick video about Seesaw, and so that you can understand exactly how that works as well. Thanks so much. Have a great day.